This is the PL-89 Gematriatic Quantum Thought Calendar for Sunday, April 5th, 2026, which is Yom Rishon, first day of the week, the 18th day of Nisan, 5786, and it is the 4th day of Passover. Right, Thursday was the first, Friday the second, Shabbat was the third, and today's the 4th day of Passover. And happy Passover, everyone. Chag Sameach. And this is the PL-89 Gematriatic Quantum Thought Calendar. And it's a Gematria calendar. And it's two calendars in one. The Gregorian calendar, on which today is April 5th, and it is a Hebrew calendar on which today it is the 18th of Nisan. And it is almost time for it to be complete, to run its course, so to speak. May of this year, or the Omer time, we're already counting the Omer, which is, I should mention, today is the third day of the Omer. And I started this calendar just about almost 14 years ago. This September, or late October, will be 14 years. And it had different themes over the years, different motifs, and different directions in which I thought it was going. And it finally came to this one way of being, and it could change again, but it's basically what I call a Gematriatic thought calendar. It's a calendar that creates Gematria and is used for keeping account of Gematria and how the Gematriatic thoughts can build. And there are different methods to do that. So I'll just explain the one that we're doing now, because there's many methods and many rules, but it's too much to go into. So the method that I'm using now is to find the solar number and the lunar number, which means the solar number is the number of the solar calendar, which is represented by the Gregorian calendar. So today is April 5th. So on this calendar, according to Dispensation 3, April 5th is 1, 2, 3, 4. It's always going to be right here, box 32. This is April 5th. Or, since it's a lunar and solar calendar, it's not just April 5th, but it's also Nisan the 5th. So when the 5th of Nisan was, about almost 2 weeks ago, right? It's right on the 18th, so 18th minus 13 was 5, so 19th would be 2 weeks ago. So 2 weeks ago, the 5th of Nisan was right here also. It's both lunar and solar. It follows the same types of months, and one month parallels the other. Like Nisan is equal to April, May is equal to ER, etc. So that all the numbers are the same. So basically, the 5th of April is going to be 32, and the 18th day of Nisan is going to be 23. So the process is by adding 32 and 23, which of course will be 55. And so then now the combination of the sun and the moon is 55, and this is the number that you have to work with, that I have to work with, in this method. So one process could be is to think of anything that equals 55, any word that equals 55, using English or Hebrew Gematria. In Hebrew, it's probably not that many, because Hebrew, if you deal with names and stuff, it's always going to be higher than that. I mean, Hebrew, like 55, I can think just a handful of words that we use regularly. 55 would be like, nun hey, it's not really a word, but hain is then, female, hain, or it could also mean like hain, behold. Like hine, like it's also used hain sometimes. But also 55 could be kala, a bride, Kaf, Lamed, Hey is also 55. And Lecha, of course. Like Lecha Dodi, go, my beloved, or come. Lech is to go. Go, my beloved, or go to my beloved. Anyway, Lecha means to go. I think Lech means to walk. Lecha, to go. And so that's also 55. And then you just kind of think about all the words that equal 55, and then try to make some connection. Hakol, meaning all. And then there's also Hayam, the ocean. Kol Hayam. Those are the Apash words. Kol Hayam, all of the ocean. The ocean is very big. It's more than land, I think. Yeah, I think so. So it's all of the ocean. Kol Hayam. Kol Yam. In Apash, Kaf equals Yud and Lamed equals Mem. Because Aleph equals Taf in Apash. So that's a way of just it's starting to, basically what I call it is kicking up the dust in the air. It's basically you're just getting something started. You want to have something to start a conversation with. So you just start making connections, and this is how to do it. Through a gematriatic thought process. And what better way to do it than through a time-based mechanism of saying today is the day that equals that. So there's that idea, but there's other ideas as well, and that was actually not the one I'm using that much. What I'm doing now is more, by the way, just 55 could be also Yitzchak, not in regular gematria, in ordinal gematria. There's also kind of gematria where it's called Mispar Siduri, or Mispar Seder, where you just count the order of the letters 1 through 22. Aleph is 1 and Taf is 22. In that case, Yitzchak will be 55. So now I'm thinking Yitzchak. And then Yitzchak, I'll think about 55 could be Hebrew gematria 55, Hebrew original, but then anyway, so that's one method, but that's not even the one I'm using right now. The one I'm using right now, we're trying to develop, and it gets a little tedious at times because it's just a lot of numbers, and until something actually takes hold, it's just infinite numbers turning into more numbers. But it's like an infinite number generation system, so to speak. In that it's like an alphanumeric number generator. And what that is basically, let's say you get this number at 55. So the process is you take 55, that number, and you write it as a word. F-I-F-T-Y, F-I-V-E, 55 in English. And you can do the same thing in Hebrew. You could do chamishim vechamesh. You could do that too. And then you put that in the calculator, or you do it by hand, either way, but you get its numerical value. So then if I do 55, I'm going to get a numerical value of much higher than 55. It'll be like 100 and something. Let's say 179, let's say. 205, whatever. And then you get that, let's just say it's, I can find that right now just to kind of give you an idea. I will minimize. See here. And I'm going to find out what 55 is, okay? F-I-F-T-Y 5. The numerical value is lower than I thought. It's 108. Okay, so now I have a number of 108. Okay, so then I'll get its numerical value. 100. I'm using English because I'm focused on English gematria. 108 has numerical value in English gematria, which is A is 1, B is 2, etc. Ordinal. So 108. I don't put ands. I don't write and. I just write 108. You could write it if you want to. It's just a stylistic choice that I made. So 108 equals 157. Very nice. So now 157 equals 239. So now you write 239 as a word. 239. I'll just do one more. So 200. Okay. 239 equals 274. Okay, now I can get off the train now, or I can keep going. See, 239 has a numerical value of 274. And 274, I can stop there. I can go 274 is equal to Mordechai. Now I'm in the channel of Mordechai. It's also the word gematria plus the kollel. So now I'm in that channel now. So I can just talk about Mordechai and Esther. I got off the train, and I'm in this world now of Mordechai. Or I can keep going. I can go 274. Now becomes another number, and it goes and goes and goes. Many, many times. I've ran this iteration 10, 15, 20 times. But from what I've studied, and I did this many times, so far, every time I've ran it to it doesn't go infinitely. There is a point that it will come to, and mathematicians out there, if you have input on this, I would like to understand the mathematics behind this, what this is. Is this number theory? It doesn't seem so much like arithmetic to me. It's basically alphanumeric number conversion, but it's mathematical because there seem to be rules to it. It has to do with the amount of letters in the alphabet and the point when they get used up. Because what happens is, invariably and inevitably, from my experience, when you do enough iterations, what's going to happen is you're going to come to a point. I call it the point of no return, or the event horizon. Actually, the event horizon is what I call it, because that's in physics or astrophysics, space. They talk about a black hole, and they have this idea, this concept called the event horizon, which is the theoretical point where if this point is crossed, then whatever crosses it is now it's the point of no return. It's in the black hole and it will never come out. But you can get close enough to it and you can still go back. But once you cross the event horizon, then you're in the black hole. So that's that name I've applied to this special number called the event horizon. That once you cross it, and then what will happen is it will be a few iterations. It'll be like, it could be 4 or 5 different runs, and then it will come back to that number. Like for example, I don't remember the exact numbers, but 240 is one of those numbers. Like let's say you get to 240, you write 240. That's how I write it. Then it will become say 228. Then it'll be 216. Oh, I think it's 216. Then it'll be 228. Then 228. Then 260 something. And then it will come back to, then it'll go to 255, and then 255 will equal 240. So like it'll be a loop, because 240 will be 228, 216, 228, 260, 255, 240. And then you've gone you're in the black hole. You'll never come out there. So once you cross that event horizon, you see what I call that? The event horizon, it will just be staying there all the time. Now why is that, and which words and numbers will get there faster? Like, is there some kind of correlation between how many statements will get to that black hole faster than others? And can you apply this to truth claims or statements that you develop a theory that once you get to this black hole, it's like it reached its completion point. So you can put any idea in there, express the idea as, say the sentence, make the sentence into a number, and keep running them until it gets to that black hole. And develop a thesis like, if it gets to the black hole first, that means it's a weak statement. I'm just making it up. It's a weak statement. But a statement that it will take 50, maybe 100, imagine 100 iterations until it gets to that black hole. What does that say about the quality of the statement? That's what I'm fascinated by. I don't know if have been studies on this or if people have actually experimented with this. This goes, I think, it's just like tapping into like information theory with mathematics, and I'm not even sure what branch of mathematics it is, but this is how the gematriatic quantum, one of the ways it can be used.